let's say, boy, Dave, I thought these things were like $5,000.
Yeah,
I realize
we hear that a lot.
Right,
Yeah.
right. So what's your response to that?
Well, I mean, if you're getting that a lot, you're probably not doing what you need to do in a home at that point. I don't hear it a whole lot, but, I do hear it from time to time. And so at that point, that's when you have to have tools to back up why this price is this way, right? You called us out for a reason, probably because of our wonderful reviews online. We've been in business almost over, 80 years at that point. So, this is how we get to this price.
Right. And you're like, we're going to be here to service this equipment.
Right.
So there's going to be a lot.
Yeah. So if I'm giving you a lifetime warranty, but we've been in business 5 years, does that make sense?
Right.
Probably not. So when you've been in business as long as we have, it's a good selling tool.
So David, obviously there's going to be people that are like, I really should, I grew up, my dad said, I should always get 3 bids.
Yeah.
And
Bob, let me ask you, who are you going to call out besides us?
I know Milestone's out there. Rescue's a good company.
Yeah.
Swan's a good company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are great companies to choose from. Would you like to see some of their pricing?
Do you have that?
Of course I do. Yeah. So I have about 60 different quotes from other companies if you'd like to see them. That way it can help you make a decision.
Okay.
So go ahead and pull them out. It's in a red folder.
Wait a minute. You missed the sound effect.
Yeah.
I am going to get this out.
I thought you were going to do it.
No, I'm going to let you do it. It's your sound effect.
So when the homeowner says they want to do that and they want to see the other quotes, it's in a red folder at that point. And then I'll just go like a siren. I pull it out, open it out, and it's a stack of quotes. And if I have those quotes from those companies that they're listing out, it's an awesome selling tool to have.
Yeah.
Now, if you can't, you're not going to close every single call.
Sure.
If you're going to go ahead and get some other quotes, okay, you can get up to three quotes, and I'll give you $100 off for each quote that you get me. So up to $300, okay. What that's going to do? Okay, well, yeah. Why are we going to do that? Well, I can take those quotes, okay, and use that on the next homeowner if that's going to help close the deal.
Yeah.
At that point.
Yeah. Do you say that to them, or you just say, I just want to collect the other quotes so we know what our competitors are doing?
No, I'll tell them, hey, this didn't work on you, but it might work on the next one.
Yeah.
So
okay, very good. Yeah. All right. Well, what are some other common objections? I know it always comes down to price, but how about nowadays with the internet, you can find about the price of equipment.
So it also goes back to price, right?
Sure.
So then at that point, or I have a home warranty. Okay, we hear that a lot. A lot of homeowners move to Dallas in the past couple of years, so they get a free home warranty when they purchase a home. At that point, I have multiple quotes in that binder of home warranty companies. They'll jack the price up by a couple $1,000s, and then they're going to put their home warranty price on there, which is pretty much the same price as ours anyways. But they're getting a lot better equipment, a lot better install, a lot better, after the sale type deal,
right.
With us versus a home warranty company at that point.
Okay.
But typically it always comes down to price, or, maybe they didn't like the brand of the equipment that we're installing or something like that. Brand's not a huge deal to me. It doesn't matter what brand that we install.
Yeah.
But having it done the right way, you can put the most expensive equipment in the house the wrong way, and it's not going to last as long as a cheap piece of equipment installed the best way possible.
Does it give you a chance to talk about your install team and how great
it does? So we've got an awesome install team here.
Mm-hmm.
We got over 20 crews at Baker Brothers, so we can take care of our homeowners very quick, which is very, very important.
Mm-hmm.
It's a demand service now type deal.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, our crews are awesome.
Very good. All right. So trying to think if there's any other objections. That pretty much is all of them. All right, David, I like you. Let's move forward. What do you do to make sure? Obviously, you want to get that equipment in as fast as you can.
Yeah.
But sometimes it might take.
Sometimes it's a day or two.
Right. So what do you do to wrap up that kind of what I call post-close process to keep someone happily engaged and not calling somebody else?
Yeah.
Maybe I can get someone out tomorrow instead.
Yeah. So I mean, the tough part, right? If it's like a Saturday and you're out there on Saturday and they have to go Sunday with no air, and we can put it in Monday at that point.
Yeah.
If the homeowner is being bombarded with different AC companies that they're watching on TV,
sure.
It's hard to combat that sometimes, but all you have to do is just try and be the best that you can be inside of a house and make yourself different than everybody else to make them not want to call anybody at that point.
Very good. I forgot to ask you, and I want to back. This is important. Will you discount equipment much, or do you try not to do that?
No, I try not to do that. So I'm not a big discount closer.
Yeah.
A lot of people use that as a selling tool.
Yeah.
You really combat that with having other quotes from other companies.
Okay.
It all goes back to that. And
Yeah.
I don't want to beat a dead horse.
No, that's right.
Having that is a huge tool.
Sure.
It's like, hey, here's where we are, here's where they are. Whether we're putting in a more efficient unit for $500 or $1,000 more, the homeowner's they'll justify that. They don't want to call somebody else. They want to use us. They want to do business with me inside of a home. So, yeah.
So that's how you narrow. I should have followed up earlier about that. So you can go, hey, here's X company. I won't say all of our friends, but yes, Baker Brothers. I mean, it's the same equipment. We're within a few $100.
Efficiency ratings are on there. SEER rating.
Yeah.
Warranty. It's all on there, which is great.
Right.
So having quotes from other companies in your marketplace, and people don't take advantage of that, and which I don't understand. Even people on our team don't use it.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why.
That's interesting. And I also should have reminded. We talked about financing briefly, but for someone that's well, it's a lot of money, David.
Yeah.
How much flex? What are, I guess, some popular financing packages that you use to these days?
So just this is a weird past probably 6 to 8 months for any type of financing anything. I've never had this scenario where you submit for a 6.9% or a 8.9% plan and it comes back at 15. I've never had that in 13 years. So that's something new for us that we've kind of had to navigate a little bit,
right?
Because that's also something that's not fun either. It's like, hey, if you talk somebody up to a variable speed unit and it's $240 a month for their home or something like that, and then they get a counter offer and it's $400, how are you going to combat that?
Right.
So it's a weird time when it comes to financing, but we do a longer term payment plan for homeowners. We try and stay away from the 0%. We have some 0% stuff available that homeowners can use, but it hurts us as a company to use that stuff. So we try and stay away from it as much as possible. If a homeowner is dead set on getting their ducts cleaned or something like that, if they're spending over $20,000, we can probably toss that in at that point.
Sure.
But I'm not going to offer a $2,000 discount just to sign right now, because I feel comfortable enough with the pricing that I have and that Baker Brothers has come up with that if I don't get that job right now, we're going to get it on a follow-up.
Right. Okay. Now, what happens if someone gets spoused on their financing? They can't get financed. What's your follow-up, or what do you do there in that circumstance?
So that's always an awkward conversation, right? You're sitting there and the homeowner's like, yeah, let's go ahead and get this stuff taken care of. And then they get denied credit, which is not fun. At that point, your only saving grace is going to be if they have a cosigner at that point, if they're going to pay by check or credit card. People that have a credit issue probably already know that they have a credit issue. So if they get approved, great. If not, they might have another course of action there. Or it's, hey, let's just go ahead and repair this unit for you. There's been scenarios where a homeowner has no money, right? That's why they're not repairing the unit. Well, let's go ahead and do these minimal repairs, and maybe how much can you afford? $200-$300, or what are we talking here? We've done stuff at no charge to take care of our homeowners,
Sure.
If feasible.